All right. We're not live, but we're recording.
Well, all right. I'm glad you finally come to that realization. That makes me happy.
Well,
I feel a lot better now that you've admitted that finally.
we're almost caught up with the backlog of videos, so we need to do a live one. And I've got a couple leads on actual podcasts, like host sites, so that we can have our podcast on, Apple Podcasts and Spotify and whatever. So hopefully soon we'll be on one of those.
I wouldn't be mad about it. Let me tell you.
It used to be easier for people to listen, like I listen to podcasts a lot when I'm driving. It's kind of hard to have YouTube open when
Mm-hmm.
I'm driving. What are you drinking? What was that?
Well, I've been in a crunch for time today. I didn't have time to go to the liquor store and get anything nice, so I got White Claws, which are like averagely good.
Nothing wrong with a little claw.
I don't mind them at all. I'll drink them all day long until I
Okay.
can't.
Wow. It's a long time.
Some would say.
I am drinking classic screwdriver.
Those are hard to beat, man.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
I mean, I know the alcohol kind of nullifies anything that the orange juice does for you, but
Nah, that's fine.
you get a little bit of vitamin C or something in there. I don't know.
Probably. Lots of sugar. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. Lots of sugar.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah, you're doing it.
I was doing that before you started doing that because I had a friend, one of my army friends, used to always do that.
That's strange.
You're strange.
Well, I mean, you're not too far off, I suppose.
Not off at all. I'm right on. Dead center. Oh, bless you.
These White Claws, man, they give me the burps.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
How about that?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
What have you been doing lately, man?
I was just about to ask you that.
Oh, I asked you first.
Let me access my brain.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot, man. Just Thanksgiving stuff and finally, like, I guess I'm right at a month out from getting out of the army, and I'm really excited.
Nice.
So I've been doing a lot of stuff about that. That's really it. It's been pretty quiet, but for some reason this week I've been really busy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. And you went back home for Thanksgiving, right? Got to see the Fam Jam.
Correctamundo.
Nice.
Yeah, they're crazy as ever.
That's good. I
You
feel
gotta
like
love them, yes.
I feel like you're like a runt compared to the rest of your family. At least on your mom's side, they're all monster human beings.
Now what's that supposed to mean?
You're compared to your uncles, you look very small.
That don't mean I'm a runt. Gosh.
I'm not saying you're small for like an average person, but like in your family.
Well, my dad's side of the gene house kind of pulls me down a little bit, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I
You'll
think,
get some of that.
yeah. I think I get my dad's hair and eyes, which is good.
Nice.
This is done.
That's
I preemptively got 4 more sitting on my desk right next to me. I'm ready to go.
good. I got the vodka and the OJ on the table here with me, so I'm ready to go to read.
Simpson type or
What?
Get it? OJ Simpson.
Oh,
It's been a long day. I don't really know where I am right now.
it looks like you're at your apartment.
Well, you're incorrect, actually.
Oh, where are you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
Well, yeah, I just asked.
Oh, funny story
Uh-huh.
that happened this week. I was, as you all know, Toby and I are stupid enough to join the army. and we're still in. Anyway, Toby, I was in not my battalion's HQ, but another battalion's HQ. Just the other day, I was there for some whatever, and I'm walking out, and you know me, the hair, the burns, the stash. It's all not within the Army's stupid regulation, right? So I get yelled at for it or fussed at about it, and I don't really care.
Mhm.
They're not going to fire me, so I don't care. So anyway, as I was walking out of this building, that battalion's sergeant major, I guess he walks up behind me. He's like, "Hey, hey Harris, hey Sergeant Harris." I said, "Oh shit." So I'm immediately thinking, all right, it's either the hair, the burns, or the mustache. I'm coming up with on my feet, like a really, really, really fast response as to why it is the way that it is. I turn around, I'm like, "What's going on, Sergeant Major?" He goes, he shakes my hand and he goes, "I just wanted to tell you, that's a badass fucking mustache right there."
What?
I know.
Crazy.
I shook his hand. I said, "Thank you, Sergeant Major. Have a good day, bro." Or yeah, I didn't say bro, but you know what I mean.
Wow.
That threw me through such a loop. I could not believe it. It took me about 10 minutes to realize what had happened. It was nuts. For those of you listening and don't know, mustaches and long hair can be, depending on who you work for or where you work, can be kind of discouraged.
Even if you're technically within regulations,
yeah.
people
Even
people still judge you.
Yeah, but I don't care. I'm kind of like the black sheep of my organization. Sometimes in some regards. But yeah, I thought that was really funny, and I laughed a lot about that later.
That is funny.
Yes, that kind of made my week.
Interesting. I never thought a sergeant major would ever compliment someone on a mustache.
I didn't think so either.
I
I'm wearing my hat indoors and all that stuff too. I just dicked up. He's like, "That's a badass mustache, man." I was like, "Oh man, thank you." Nice. What a guy.
I tried growing a mustache a few years ago, and I ran into my boss's boss, and he stopped and looked at me, and he just said, "Tom, we don't do that here," and and walked away.
That's tough. We'll have that sometimes.
Yeah, you get some of that.
What's been going on with you, Toby? I miss you.
Well, I've just been playing Army still, doing the same old dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting at work that I can think of. But Thanksgiving was awesome. I drove out to Michigan to see my family. I saw a bunch of cousins and aunts and uncles. Some of the people I hadn't seen in years. So that was pretty good. I was worried some of my cousins didn't even like me anymore because I hadn't seen them in so long, but it seems like they like me okay.
Oh, that's good.
So that was good. Just I think just one cousin on my dad's side wasn't there with us, but yeah, it's cool, man. It was cool. Ton of people. We had a good time.
Nice.
Weather wasn't too bad. I tried a little hunting. I saw some deer. I took a shot at one, but I missed it. And yeah.
Well, at least it was a clean miss, and you didn't wound the thing.
No, yeah, that's what I thought, because we thought we hit it by the way it jumped, or we thought I hit it, and we saw it was in kind of an open field, and we saw where it ran into the woods, and we definitely would have, if I had hit it, we definitely would have found the blood, because there's areas where there's just patches of clean grass, and then right in front of the woods, it was kind of like a flat layer of leaves and stuff. And I mean, even we saw right where it went in the woods, and when we walked over there, we saw a game trail going back. So we for sure would have found blood, at least at the entrance, at the game trail, and that leaves and stuff. So anyway, yeah, no, I definitely felt better. I would have felt much worse if I had found blood and then not found the deer.
Oh yeah.
Don't like that. Don't like that. Yeah. I was hoping to have some venison this week, but that's all right.
Well, I don't want to rub it in your face, but I'm gonna. I just picked up 60 pounds of venison from the processor earlier this afternoon.
Yeah, you told me you were gonna do that. What type what'd you do with it?
So 50% of it is just ground. So like for spaghetti,
Yeah.
burgers, shepherd's pie, that kind of stuff. 25% of it is steaks, like backstrap and like steaks, and then the other 25% of it is roasts.
Nice.
If I could figure out how to do it, I would send you some in the mail, but that would probably be very expensive, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it probably would be expensive. No, that's cool though. Is it just the venison or do you get like pork or anything mixed in there?
No, it's just straight deer.
Heck yeah.
That's the best way to do it, man.
Yeah, it's real lean though.
Yeah, but I like a good lean meat. I get fats from elsewhere.
Mm. That's cool.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
I'm on round 2 here.
Yeah, I'm on. This is number 3 or 4 for me. Oh wow.
There you go again.
Me.
Gotta take it easy over there.
No. I don't.
Okay.
You're looking good, man. You're looking vibrant. Maybe it's the camera, or maybe it's just you. You look good.
Thanks, man. I take care of myself.
I can see that. You single? You want to date or what?
I do want to date, not you because you're a man. That's not really what I'm looking for, but I do want to date in general. I just have a good skincare routine. That's all it is.
Well, I'm kind of insulted, but I get it.
Sorry, man. I'm just not interested in dudes like that.
Yeah, but it's me.
Yeah, but you also have a girlfriend, so.
You're right. I don't know if she'd be too happy about that.
We'll edit this from the podcast.
Yeah. First time she ever met any of my friends from the Army, we were down in Nashville. We'd met them at some bar somewhere. We just had brunch. And one of my buddies, I hadn't seen him in a while. He hadn't seen me in a while. Like, hey, how you doing? Comes up, big old hug, and he kisses me straight on the lips, right in front of Avery. It was that was like her first exposure to people in the Army who weren't me, and it was really funny.
That's even worse than what you and I do.
I mean, not yet, Toby.
Oh boy,
it's coming. I'm gonna kiss you.
All right. Well, I don't know if I want to kiss you with the mustache.
It's a little prickly, but you'll grow to like it.
You got to condition it or something. I don't know.
I actually do. I take really good care of it.
Okay.
I'm proud of it. But sometimes I wake up with the mustache equivalent of bed head. Sometimes it's a little crazy in the mornings. I gotta like comb it or put something in it, and it straightens out a little bit.
That's whack.
Yeah.
I can't not have to shave. I can't wait to not have to shave anymore.
Oh yeah, I know. That's that. There's nothing natural about dragging a freaking razor across your face every day. Yeah. That crap hurts, man.
That's the main reason why I started really trying to take care of my skin more, because I get razor bumps and I get little breakouts, and then the next time I shave, I'm like slicing off the top of those, and by the end of the week, man, like it's awful. It's awful. I got all sorts of bumps and scabs and stuff, and
I hear you, man.
Yeah, shaving every day it's not natural. I'm not a fan.
When I was younger in the Army, I had a guy who I worked for. He would make me shave twice a day, and it was awful. Cause like I can like shave at like 4:30 or 5 in the morning, and then by lunch I'll have like a good amount of stubble.
Oh yeah.
It looks like I didn't shave at all. He's like, you better go shave. And then I got to the point where I just said, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. That's good.
I got really sweaty after that, but I still said no, which was good.
Good for you. There's some regulation that says you don't have to shave twice in a day. And it's for,
I should have known that.
It's referencing like special events. So if you have like a ball or something, wearing your uniform to that, like most people would have a little bit of a scruff from it just being the end of the day, since they have those at night, but it like specifies that you don't have to shave again. But no, I have people all the time, especially if I like get up extra early and I shave at like 4:00 in the morning, and then end of the day comes around, people are like, did you shave today? It's like, I'm sorry, I just grow hair like a man, and you don't know what that's like, but yes, I did shave today.
That is one of the most like insulting questions I get asked sometimes. Like, did you shave today? Like, dude, I wasn't born yesterday. I didn't join the army yesterday. I know I have to shave every day. So
It's
for
like
you to question the fact that I didn't fucking shave this morning, fuck you, buddy.
it's like we both have dark brown hair, so you can immediately tell. Like it's much more noticeable than people that have lighter hair.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're being racially profiled, Toby.
at least, man.
Maybe more.
Yeah, yeah. I hate it. I hate shaving. I can't really grow a full beard though, but it looks okay if I keep it kind of short. That's probably what I'll do, and then grow out the mustache a little, kind of like that European, like French look, just
I was
like
gonna say you
rough
should
and
do
the
that.
mustache.
You would look good with that.
It's true, yeah, I'd look great.
I can't wait to just let this thing go and just see what it does.
I want you to have a full like Fu Manchu.
I don't know about that.
You should try it at least.
At this rate, I'm gonna run out of White Claws.
You're going pretty hard, man. You don't want to peak too fast.
I'm in my prime.
You are in your prime. I agree with that.
So we got our first email from a listener finally.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that.
That was from our dear friend. Wait, hang on. Sorry. How are your poops been, Toby?
I thought you'd never ask.
Let's hear it. Lay it on me.
Well, I'm trying to think about how much details I want to go into, but I'm just gonna go all in, man. About 2 weeks ago, I discovered that I had hemorrhoids. I was not a fan of that. A few days before that, my poops were a little uncomfortable, not quite painful, but maybe like a little painful while I'm pooping. And then like I was just in the shower washing my butt, and I was like, that feels weird. And
That's not supposed to be there.
yeah, pretty sure it's hemorrhoids. I didn't go to a doctor or anything, but I mean, you can Google what hemorrhoids look like, and I was pretty confident that's what it was. But
yeah,
I was like afraid to poop after that. Just the idea of having hemorrhoids and it you bleeding and stuff. So I never like bled or anything, but it was uncomfortable. And I don't know what caused them, man. I mean, a ton of stuff can, like if you're not eating enough fiber, if you're not hydrated, then your poops get harder and it makes you strain more. And even like just like stress can cause them. So I've been eating healthy, so maybe it was just the stress, and I don't know. But they only lasted for about a week. So no, not too big of a deal. It was a little uncomfortable sitting down sometimes, and the poops were obviously uncomfortable. But after I discovered them, like they went away just a few days later, which was a relief.
Well,
but since then, past few days, my poops have been phenomenal. Very good. I've actually been pooping more frequently, like
good.
just about twice a day, which normally I just poop once a day. I like the once a day because sometimes I can get in like a good routine, I poop at about the same time and I just feel like that's convenient. But lately it's been about twice a day, which is fine. But they've been good, man. Good consistency, not real messy or anything. Yeah, good poops. How about you, man? How the poops been?
Well, I'm not going to go into that much detail, mostly because I don't think I need to. Are you're familiar with like sushi and nigiri and all those types of dishes?
I'm familiar with what sushi is. Yes, I don't know about the other ones you said.
Basically, I don't really know the difference. It's just sushi. It's like a little ball of sushi with a little hunk of fish laid over it, and it's pretty good. But the other day, I guess it was Tuesday or Monday, maybe, I had a bad batch.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I've been fighting a little tummy bug. So haven't been great.
That's a bummer, man.
Yeah, it's tough.
Have you tried just not being such a baby about it?
I thought about it, but that would require me to not be a baby, which I am in fact a baby. So that's just not something I was comfortable with doing. So I'm just going to keep bitching about it, and I'm probably going to get in the fetal position here in about 45 minutes or so and cry.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I might be a baby, but I'm honest about it. You know,
Nice. I don't think I've ever gotten sick from seafood, which is great.
I normally don't either.
I also don't eat a lot of raw fish. I don't eat sushi very much. I like sushi, but I don't think it's as good. Like I feel like there's too much hype around it, you know?
Yeah,
Too
I
expensive.
definitely enjoy sushi. I probably get sushi like once every 2 weeks, maybe if I had to gauge it.
Okay.
I think I might take a little break from it after this.
Yeah, definitely take a break from the gas station sushi.
Well, see, it wasn't. It was in like a nice restaurant. I don't know what happened. It was strange, but
Yeah. Huh.
you'll have that on those big jobs.
Every now and then,
Yeah, but who knows? Maybe I'm just being a weenie, which
probably.
is more likely.
It's probably a combination of those
Oh,
two.
sure.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Well, we got all right. So what Jordan say in the email? I already forgot. I read it
So
earlier.
I remember two of them, but I don't remember the first one.
All right, go ahead.
It'll come to me. So the second one is, um, what would your role be in a small community in a post-apocalyptic world?
Yep.
What do you think? What would you be?
I mean, I feel like I'd be the one growing stuff,
Hmm.
growing plants and things.
You know, you need more than plants to survive, Toby.
Well, yeah, that's why I think that's what he was implying by the word community, that there's people fulfilling different roles.
No, no,
We're
no.
not all just hunter gatherers. If we're all just back to hunter gatherer state, then like the question doesn't really have a point.
Well, you ain't got to yell at me about it.
I'm gonna yell at you. I don't know. I feel like I'd grow stuff, and I'd also, I like fishing, obviously. So that'd be my go-to. I'd try to catch some fish.
Okay.
I don't know. It depends. I feel like it depends on
Yeah, I guess it
where
depends
we
on the
are.
type. That like the type of post-apocalyptic type world, I guess.
Yeah, that too. That too. Are we living in like a nuclear wasteland? Is it like the plague killed almost everybody? So there's just very few people. Are zombies involved?
Yeah, I don't know. It's a broad question.
Either way, though, I'm probably doing something with food, growing food or fishing for food.
Big food guy. All right.
Big food guy. But like I said, it depends where we are too. I don't know if we're pretty far inland and we're not near many natural water sources, then I'd probably be more hunting and farming rather than
Yeah.
fishing. So I don't know, something with getting food. I'm not much of a builder.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, what would the roles be? So you got
I don't know.
you probably want people getting all types of food. So I mean, you probably want to grow food. You probably want to forage for food, and then you probably want to try to catch like fish, and then also hunt, depending on where you are and what season it is. So there's those.
There's like see, I mean, obviously you need people for medicine, right? That's one.
Yeah, some type of
People
like medical
for
care,
You need like security. That's two. You
maybe.
need like, oh, for sure.
What depends on the scenario.
I don't think so. I think with anything, I think with any sort of situation, you need like security,
I don't think
because what
so.
if someone wants what you have? They're gonna try and take it from you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, if we're in a scenario where like the plague killed 99.9% of people, then we just stick together in groups. I don't think we need like dedicated security people. We'll probably need to spend resources on shelter and gathering food, preparing and storing food and whatnot. I don't know, it depends. There's a lot of factors.
It does, but I don't know. I feel like people would get really desperate and try and take what's yours. But anyway, you would need a builder.
Yeah.
You would need an educator if you have kids there. I guess just in general, you would need an educator. Because eventually, hopefully, society gets somewhat restored, and you got to have education. That's important.
I guess it depends how big of a community you have too.
Yeah, this is really a broad question.
Terrible prompts, Jordan. Terrible prompts.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'd be kind of fun to be a warlord,
Is that
or
what
the guy
you'd be
who
trying to
goes
do?
after warlord, or the guy who goes after warlords.
You'd be
That'd
the
be
one
kind of cool.
proactively going out and kicking other people's butts so they don't try to take our stuff.
No, only if they needed it though.
Okay.
I don't know. That's a hard question. There's not a lot we can do with that one. Not your best work, Jordan.
We just need better parameters. That's all. We need a more
Yeah,
specific
I think so.
scenario
I
with
think so.
like what type of apocalypse, like where are we at in the world, how big is the community, etc.
Right. So question 3 was something along. Oh, it was if you could immediately fix one world problem, what would it be? Immediately and permanently fix one world problem, what would it be? That's tough.
That's such like a hopeless hypothetical. I don't even want to answer that one.
Oh, come on. Give us something.
I'd do something small because you can't fix something big without a lot of
Repercussions.
yeah, like secondary and tertiary effects.
I think if I could change or fix whatever one thing, it would be that, and maybe this is only in the US, I'm pretty sure it is mostly. I would change or fix the fact that people get so upset and offended over just words,
Mhm.
and that makes me upset. It shouldn't, but it does. I think if people just had backbones, I think that would be a good thing without very many, if any, secondary and tertiary repercussions. I don't know. The spine of the average American is flaccid. I'm gonna write that down. Hang on one second. That was pretty good.
A wise man once said,
That's a lie. The spine. Sorry, viewers.
I think I'd make weed legal in the US. That's my one thing. Not decriminalized, but legal at the federal level.
So I think that'd be a good one too. But then again, if people just had, fucking backbones, they might say, yeah, it's got no really long lasting poor effects on people. Let them do it, instead of all this pussyfooting around. So I think that's a pretty good answer. People just had backbones, maybe.
That's such like an intangible thing though. Like what would that actually look like? I don't know. I need more tangible stuff.
Man, I do some really good thinking when I'm drunk.
All right. The other question he had is who's the most famous person you've ever seen?
That's right.
Or met in person?
I don't know if I've met or seen anybody famous in person.
I don't think I have either.
I've only ever seen you, and you're pretty close to being famous.
We do have dozens of subscribers, so
yeah, we have at least 1 dozen.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, we're pretty popular.
I've got like 150 followers on Instagram, so
wow, I think I'm at about 150 or so.
It's a good amount. That's like the tribe size, 150. What's that? There's a term. There's a term for that. Somebody's number. Some guy like theorized that when we were hunter gatherers, we form tribes of like 150 or like 200 people. So that's the max amount of relationships that you can sustain at a time. Maslow, is that it? Maslow's number? I don't know.
Maybe.
Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
Fun fact.
Yeah, I'm not very famous.
I mean, you're famous in my eyes, so.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate that. I really don't know. I don't think I've ever met anyone like famous or quasi famous.
I sort of have. So there is this. I don't know if it's not really famous or anything, but I recognized her from Instagram. Her name is. She's one of those like cheesy, stupid, fucking like fitness influencers.
Uh-huh.
Super cheesy, not like actually fit at all. Um, what's her name?
Was she like fat?
No. She was. I mean, she was like fit looking, but not actually that like cardiovascularly or physically strong.
So
What
she
was
like makes videos and stuff ironically? Is that what you're saying?
No, she does it like without being ironic, but like compared to she's just really like compared to like me and like other people like I work with, no shot. So Demi, her name was Demi Bagby is her name on Instagram. And I just recognized her. But I remember because I was flying to Nashville from Charlotte, North Carolina. Maybe I was flying out of Nashville. No, I was flying to Nashville from Charlotte. And there was this chick in the airport. I was like, oh, I know her. But anyway, she had actually done some sort of like events at my unit.
Oh.
Yeah, like she and like all these other stupid ass influencers, fitness people, put on like this like thing with the dudes in my unit.
What is this chick's name?
Demi Demi Bagby, however you want to spell that, probably with a by at the end. But yeah, she like did their whole group did this fitness event or whatever with dudes I work with, and they just got demolished, like absolutely demolished. I wasn't there because I was traveling, but I heard and saw video and picture of it, and it was quite funny. Like a mile or a half a mile, probably like actually no, I take that back. Probably about a mile into this fitness event, whatever it was, they were all the influencers were just absolutely gassed, whereas the dudes I worked with were just like, all right, this is fine, you know.
That's funny. I like
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Did you like follow this chick on Instagram?
I don't know.
She has 2.6 million followers, so that's a lot. The way you brought it up, it made me think it was considerably less than that. But
Yeah, I saw her in the
all right.
airport. I was on her flight. She was in first class. I was back with the pores in the coach or whatever, or business, whatever I was
With the pores.
my pillow pores. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool. She was really nice. I said, "Hey, my name's Christian. I recognize you from whatever." She's like, "Hi," you know, just she was nice. But yeah, I think that's the only famous person. Famous, not really famous, but
2.6 million followers. That's a lot of people. So
well, you're right.
you could say, I think you could say she's famous. I mean, she's not like A-list celebrity famous, but
Yeah,
that's
but
pretty cool.
that was pretty cool. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, man, I'm trying to think. I've never been the type of person to go to like events with famous people. You know what I mean?
Same. I only went to my first ever concert like a month ago with Avery, and it wasn't even with like a big like band or anything. It was with a
Yeah.
small. I don't know. I don't really get out much. I do live under a proverbial rock, as people would say, by
Okay.
choice. By choice, for sure.
Thinking of concerts. I went to like a bunch of concerts when I was younger with my family. Probably the most famous person I've seen was Toby Keith.
Oh, really?
To a concert that had Toby Keith as like the main dude, the headliner, whatever you would call it.
That's pretty cool.
He's yeah. I mean, I didn't get like close to him or anything, but yeah, that'd probably be the most famous person I've seen.
Have you heard anything about him recently?
I don't listen to country music really, so
So I don't either, but I happened to learn about it scrolling through the interwebs. He actually, unfortunately, has stomach cancer now.
oh man.
Yeah, but he put out I guess he had an interview with somebody, I don't know. And he, like, you can tell he's for sure been on radiation and chemo.
Yeah, he's looking rough.
Looking a little rough, but I guess things are actually going pretty well for him because he was saying something along the lines of, yeah, as soon as I'm done with this, I'll be. He didn't give like an actual date or anything, but he said, yeah, pretty soon I'll be back after it. So
Okay.
hopefully all of that subsides and he's okay because cancer's fucking lame, you know. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
For sure. Yeah, he's been in the game a long time.
yeah, he has. I used to listen to his music quite a bit years ago.
I did too. Yeah, I mean, I used to really be into country music. I don't care for it as much anymore, except occasionally I'll be in the mood, but it's got to be like, I don't know, a lot of country music is just like slow and sad. And
Yeah.
it's like I have enough things that make me feel sad and depressed. Like I don't need more music like that. But Toby Keith, I mean, he's got a lot of good hits that are not like that.
Yeah, that's
So,
cool, man. I I'm jealous. That'd be a pretty cool concert, I think.
I don't remember much about it. I don't like concerts though, man. Like it's too loud,
Yeah,
too many people, smells often,
yeah.
and like your ears are ringing for like a couple days after. That was probably my least favorite part. I think I just have sensitive ears though. It's easy to make them for my ears to hurt.
Yep.
So I was not a fan, not a fan of the ear ringing.
It sucks.
Man, I feel like we went to a bunch of concerts when I was younger. So like with my dad and some of our family on my dad's side, it was country concerts. And then I went to like a few Christian rock concerts with my mom.
Ugh.
And,
Ugh.
so like some of them were not bad, like Thousand Foot Crutch. Like I don't think I'd listen to their music now. But they had pretty decent music. I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't like we were going to a concert with like praise and worship music.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be into that, but yeah, some of them were not. Probably most of them were not very good.
I think that is like the one genre of music that I just despise. I
Christian
can
rock,
tolerate- yeah, I just hate like Christian music or like anything like that. And I don't know why. I don't have a good answer as to why.
you just hate the Christians.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
So I mean, there's like a big difference because you got stuff like Thousand Foot Crutch, and
It's a tall crutch.
it's a lot. I mean, so their lyrics are obviously inspired by their theology and beliefs, like pretty clearly. But then you have stuff like Casting Crowns, which is like basically one step away from like praise and worship music, which is not what I'm interested in listening to in my free time at all. And I know people are like, oh, yeah, Casting Crowns a great band. It's like, have you listened to other music? So, anyway, they're like at the worst side of the spectrum. And then you got other stuff in there. I don't remember the other band names, but like somewhere further off is like Thousand Foot Crutch. And then like Reliant K is another step beside them because I don't know if they still are, but they used to be like serious Christians, but their lyrics aren't like talking about their faith or anything. But you may be able to tell that it's like inspired by their faith, and I don't know. I don't know where
Yeah, I don't know what it is about it. I just despise it. Like if I ever hear it on the radio or like someone's like, "Hey, let's listen to this," and it's like,
Well, I think it's because it ends up being fake and forced. That's why I don't
yeah,
like it because it feels fake and forced. And people want to be like, oh, well, like if you love the Lord, then you'll love this Christian music. And it's like, well, if there's shitty artists and they're making shitty music that's not good in any way, like why would I like that? Even if I agree with their beliefs, like that doesn't make sense to me. Like if they're not good at what they do, I shouldn't have to like them because I agree with what they believe in. Like that's basically what the argument turns into. I don't know if people will say that overtly, but that seems to be like the underlying thing. Like, oh, well, they're a Christian artist. So if you're a Christian, then you should like them and support them. But it's like they make crappy stuff. It's not very good.
yeah, I don't know.
No, I don't like it either. I feel you. I feel you, Holmes.
So let's see. It's been a while since we've had one of these. 2 weeks, I would suppose.
Yeah.
What's gone on in the last 2 weeks in the world?
Well,
Well, there's a couple actually. Did you have one off the top of your head? You want me to take it?
nope. Go ahead.
All right. So I guess it was, yeah, it had to have been about 2 weeks ago or less, where a Ukrainian missile or rocket, sorry. I guess is it a missile?
It was an air defense.
Yeah, the S-300s. I don't know if they're classified as missiles or rockets. I don't know.
Yeah, but some type of air defense munition.
Yeah, their S-300s. One of their S-300s had landed in Poland and hit, unfortunately, two, I guess, farmers.
Yeah.
That really sucks. But what's funny is they immediately blame the Russians, which I guess I get, since I guess technically, I guess they're the aggressor here. But like S-300s don't have that long of a range. It's like 200 kilometers at the most. So I don't know. But yeah, that was interesting because like I immediately, once I heard about it, I immediately got on like news sources and like social media and stuff just to learn about it, because that would be huge if that was like if that rocket or missile was organic to Russia. That'd have been a violation, or not a violation. That would have, after an investigation, that would have potentially enacted Article 5 of NATO, which would have pulled NATO into that conflict.
Yeah, I think part of the confusion was that it was a Russian-made munition.
Russian Soviet era missile, yeah.
Yeah, so people like on first glance, people just knew like, oh, this is like a Russian munition. So a lot of people just assumed to be Russia, but Russia obviously exports a lot of stuff, especially to former USSR nations.
Sure.
So, but like,
what's interesting about that I found strange. I guess Poland's their air defense system, which would be on high alert, I would assume, due to the conflict there.
Like all the time, yeah.
Yeah, like had no idea it happened until after the missile detonated and killed those two dudes. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, that's super weird, because it's not like a couple dudes, like shooting rifles. Like that's a serious munition that makes a big boom. And it's like all the technology that I know of for air defense is super sophisticated, because they're trying to shoot down like other missiles and rockets with those devices.
Yeah.
So the fact that it would somehow be shot and not known about and then land in Poland, which has to be like super far away from wherever they're trying to fire it. Yeah, I don't know. It's like that's super weird to me, because you're not going to shoot at an air defense system. You're not going to fire it unless like you have incoming, rockets or missiles or whatever. So
right.
It's weird. I don't really understand how all that happened. It's kind of sketchy. Probably just some like super incompetent air defenders from Ukraine messed up, and I don't know.
Part of me thinks so. This is all just a hypothesis, and I've been thinking about it for a little bit. So who in this world has been pushing for NATO to enter that conflict the most? If you could guess.
I mean, yeah, probably Ukraine. I think I see where you're going with it.
I feel like he did that.
You think they did that on purpose to try to frame Russia?
I think they did.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be surprised. I don't think they're above it.
No, they're definitely not. Like their government's so fucking corrupt. I feel like that is potentially what could have happened, because one does not just fire an S-300 and not intercept it, or not hit what you're aiming at. You know what I mean? Like they have devices in them that will lock on to incoming missiles and smack them.
Yeah, it's
right?
It
would have required an absolute anomaly, like something that cannot be explained, for that missile to say, no, I don't want to hit that incoming. I like that tractor over there in Poland.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Zelensky wanted that to happen.
You might be right. You might be
Maybe.
right.
Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot to gain if NATO enters that, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Even if Russia did like overtly, I don't know, like blow up some places in Poland or whatever, even if Russia did take overt action, I have a hard time believing that NATO would actually intervene.
I agree. Um, I mean, everyone knows what that means, right? If Article 5 in this particular sense is enacted, um, that wouldn't be good for anybody. No one would profit from that. No one
Yeah, it's
would.
just going to escalate the war. It's going to be like World War One all over again. I mean, not probably not to that scale, but the same way that treaties kind of brought so many nations into a war that probably should have
Yeah.
stayed more local.
Mhm. I don't know.
I don't know what would we do in that scenario. I feel like NATO would just want to totally stomp Russia because I think Russia
I
would
feel like,
escalate. Like if NATO sent a bunch of troops and stuff to Ukraine to help, push the Russians out and secure their borders, then I think
mhm.
Russia is going to start attacking NATO countries, as
It'd be a lot
retaliation.
like it'd probably be a lot like the early Iraq invasion, a whole lot of bombing. And
Yeah,
then, NATO would send troops, and then eventually Russia would say, I don't like this, and then fight NATO, which would be terrible.
it would be
You know.
bad. I don't even want to think about that. I mean, Russia would obviously lose very badly. It wouldn't be
Oh yeah.
close, but just like
But I mean that would
the
just be
the conflict would just grow exponentially at that point. I
right.
think like there'd be so many. Yeah, that'd be bad, man. That'd be bad for everyone, like you said.
Yeah.
I really hope that
That would
doesn't
be
happen.
an absolute colossal loss of life and definitely money too, which
Oh
is
yeah,
terrible.
yeah.
But what else has happened in the last 2 weeks? It's been a busy 2 weeks, and I was kind of sad we couldn't do it last week for whatever reason, because I had a lot on my mind that I wanted to talk
Yeah.
about. Because last week was really busy in the world.
I
Um,
don't think I've been keeping up with the news as much recently.
no, there was something about U.S. politics that happened like last week or the week before. That was big.
Sometimes I try to avoid U.S. politics because it just makes me upset.
I do too, and I've definitely grown some gray hairs because of it. But I don't know. I don't remember. I don't care anymore. You know what I mean?
I guess.
Yeah, at least.
It's like I know there's bad stuff going on behind the curtain. I don't necessarily want to pull the curtain back and know what it is
Oh, I do. I
because it
want to
doesn't.
know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know if I do because it's not going to change. It's not going to change how I live my life. I know all these politicians are corrupt in the U.S. and we're kind of like an oligarchy in a lot of ways. And we got career politicians, which is terrible. Multimillionaires. They've only ever been in politics. Public servants, but somehow they're multimillionaires.
Yeah,
They haven't gotten anything done.
Yeah, I believe the Democratic Republic that we were, intended to be died years ago. Unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I understand how for a long time, logistically, it made more sense to be a republic than like a direct democracy or like more democratic than whatever the system we currently have. But with the way technology is now, I I don't know. I don't know if I like the republic that we have. I think it should be more of a direct democracy for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like why do we need all these elected officials when we can pretty easily convey large amounts of information like instantaneously, like I don't like that these elected officials have so much power and influence when it's not as necessary.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think, man. Like the U.S. is just a big, or sorry, the U.S. like what is it? Like that conglomerate of officials, U.S. officials. It's just a big bureaucracy. You know, everyone wants to have their purpose, their job, even though it's kind of meaningless and kind of pointless. You know, like because like you
Yeah,
said,
and
I can get on my phone and know everything they know.
yeah. Well, not everything, but a lot of
A
things.
lot of it, you know.
For most, for sure. But I forgot what I was gonna say.
Dude, I don't even remember. I hate the U.S.'s political system so much.
but it's probably better than anywhere else.
Oh no, absolutely.
It's like I can't help but frequently think like this system
Vodka
sucks
is
so
bad.
bad, but also
All right.
other people have it so much worse. What'd you say?
What vodka is that? Is that any
It's
good or is that just something?
Kirkland America.
I've had Kirkland's before.
I
That's
think
not
it's the
bad.
I think it's the first time I've had it. It's pretty good.
Is
I've
that's the
had
first
it.
time you've had, and you've had over half a bottle?
Well, not tonight. I've had it for a while.
Yeah,
But this is like drinking the vodka from this bottle is the first time I've had it.
I got you.
Yeah.
I can't. There was so much I wanted to talk about the week we had Jordan on.
Yeah. About stuff in the world. He doesn't like the world
Yeah.
news stuff that we talk about.
I mean, I get it. It's generally just shitty, but there was a lot, and I can't
Was
remember
it
what it was.
was it US politics? About
Dude,
Trump running again?
I couldn't tell you.
About Biden?
Dude, I don't remember what I had for breakfast this morning. I couldn't tell you.
The VP? Bernie Sanders? Ted Cruz?
No, that's Kamala Harris is the vice president, right? Yeah, right?
Kamala Harris is the vice president, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I don't remember.
Come on, man.
I need to do some crossword puzzles or something.
That's what Hannah said you needed to do.
Oh, she said brain games. Yeah.
Yeah. Be good for you. Couldn't hurt. But you're about to be going back to school. So, I mean, you're going to be pretty.
I'll be stimulated.
Yeah. As it were.
Yeah.
It's good for you. Good brain stuff.
Yeah.
Good brain things.
Brain
yeah.
stuff.
Politics in the news. I don't love it. I still subscribe to the Skim. Our friend Laurel turned me onto that in college, and I still subscribe to it. I like reading their stuff. They just do a little summary. They just do a little like world news summary, and it's
okay.
The company it was founded by women, and like all the leadership is women, so it's kind of meant to be like for women. But it's a good news source. It's relatively centrist. It does lean left with a lot of probably more just like social stuff. It leans less. I don't know about fiscal things, but still relatively centrist. So better than a lot of places.
Yeah.
To get your news. And I like it because they have like a quick summary of stuff. Kind of like I also subscribe to the Wall Street Journal. They also do like a little news recap. So they'll have like a little title and then like a few sentences about whatever topic, and then they have a link to their article. So like the Wall Street Journal obviously links to all Wall Street Journal articles, but the Skim links to a bunch of different news places. So I like the Skim because you get so many different whatever news sources that you're reading articles about. And then for both of them though, it's like easy just to look up stuff. Like I can it's like, oh, like missile strike in Poland. Who is it from? Like I can just Google that and then find a bunch of different news sources on my own about it. So I like them. They're both like 5 to 10 minute reads and a lot more if you like open the link to the articles they have. So I haven't been keeping up with them as much lately though, to be honest.
I got you.
Or maybe I have. I just immediately forget them because I don't like them.
Ooh, I think I remember what part of what I want to talk about is. Have you kept up with what's going on the Big Island of Hawaii?
No, what's been going on? Oh, well,
Mauna Loa is getting after it.
Who?
It's a volcano. One of the volcanoes on the Big Island. It's erupting like slowly. It's pretty cool.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, there's a big training area. It's called the Pakalua Training Area, or we just call it PTA. It's basically just up in the mountains of the Big Island. It's like the high desert, if you will. So it gets like really cold and snows
Yeah.
sometimes at night and all that. But yeah, it's on fire. A lot of it is right now from the volcano.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool. That's pretty neat.
That is interesting.
So I don't think Hawaii has issued a state of emergency yet, or what have you, because a lot of people are not in imminent danger. But yeah, that's cool.
So like how many people live on the Big Island?
The not as many as like Oahu.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you an actual number. Definitely not as many as Oahu though. You know.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. But I saw some pictures of it. It was really cool. So I was actually I was flying to the mainland US through the Big Island once. I guess this was 2019 or 20 or something. And my flight went from Oahu to the Big Island to like LAX, I think. And while I was at the Big Island, I noticed like, wow, this looks a lot like Thailand or the Philippines. I can look up in the sky and my eyes not hurt from the sun. Because there were like a bunch of like smaller eruptions going on then. So it was just ash in the sky, which is really neat. But yeah, I saw some pictures of it, and there's like so much ash in the air right now that the sun, depending on like the angle, whether it be rising or setting, makes the sky look like red, like blood red. It's really cool.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually haven't followed up with that in about a week. So I don't know what all's happened. But that's interesting, you know.
That's super interesting. Yeah, I can't believe I hadn't heard of that. Volcanoes are crazy, man.
Yeah, good old seismic activity, man. It's really cool.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I don't think I could live near a volcano. I mean, obviously the odds are like astronomically low that you're going to be hurt by a volcano erupting.
Right.
But still, man, like.
Yeah, that's cool though. Volcanoes are neat. I just sent you a couple of pictures of it on Instagram if you're interested. It's pretty cool.
I'm super interested. Yeah, I'm gonna check it out. I'm not gonna look at it now because I can't talk and also look at things.
Yeah, I was actually I was reading into like a news article maybe early last week about it, and like all these I guess local Hawaiians were like, yes, Mauna Loa is like reclaiming the island from the military or something. Because the lava flow is like going through one of our major training areas in Hawaii.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of funny. So,
I
does not have a personality. That's not how that works.
So until you were stationed out there, I had no idea that like the local Hawaiians did not like U.S. soldiers. I mean, when you were over there, like you had a bunch of run-ins with locals. You want to talk about that some? Because that blew my mind. I had no idea.
I mean, it's not like bad. You can't go to certain places on the island, and I don't remember if it's the west or the east side. It's been a few years since I've been there, so I don't really remember. Let me think.
I mean, you got jumped by dudes one time, right?
We got confronted at Burger King once. Like we went there for breakfast one day, and there were like these dudes who were just upset that we were there for whatever reason. They also could have been gang members or something. I don't know. I don't really remember any context about it. That's been 5-6 years ago now. 6 years ago, I guess.
Wow, we're old.
We are old. You know what's funny? So all the trash cans, or a lot of the trash cans on Oahu, they've got like there's just like a regular typical public trash can, right? It's got like the spring-loaded door that like rotates in, so you can put something in it.
I gotcha. Yeah.
I'll say mahalo on it. And mahalo is like a very like respectful, like what does mahalo mean? It's like a respectful hello or respectful goodbye or respectful thank you. It's just like a respectful word you can use to people.
Okay.
And so my first like few months there, I just thought the word mahalo meant trash. You know? It's like these dudes just saying, "Hey, mahalo, bro." I'm like, why did you just say trash?
Like, well, fuck you.
Fuck you, bro. Let me.
That's funny.
Let me look up the word mahalo because I don't really
I mean,
remember.
I guess in that context, it probably means thank you. So they're like saying thank you for using the trash receptacle.
Yeah, it's okay. So
But
it's used to express gratitude, but like you can use it to
okay.
say you can use it. I've used it or they've used it to say like goodbye and hello. You know, it's just a gratuitous greeting or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, I
Okay.
thought that I was like, wait a minute, mahalo doesn't mean trash. I'm an idiot.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah, Hawaii's pretty cool, man. I think you'd like it a lot.
I'd like to go someday for sure.
Sometimes it still doesn't register that I lived on Hawaii, like in Hawaii for like 3.5 years.
You also
Sometimes
hated it a lot of the time. Maybe
I
when
despised it. Like the first few months of it were really cool because like, holy shit,
yeah.
I'm living in Hawaii. This is insane, you know, and all that. But I just, dude, being stuck on an island is not for me.
Oh yeah. I remember, man, you were going crazy. And I remember I would text you, be like, yeah, what are you up to this weekend, man? You're like, well, me and the guys, like, we're gonna go hike in the mountains, same way we always do. And then we're gonna go to the beach and like maybe do a little free diving, same as we always do. Like, oh, I'm so tired of it here. And to me,
Which
it's like that sounds great, but it is, I mean, it is a small area, so I can
you
see
can
how you.
only do the same thing over and over again so many times until you get just sick of it.
Yeah, I think I would be fine living there for longer than you, but mostly just because of the fishing. I could do a lot of
Yeah,
fishing and be entertained because there's such
yeah,
deep water close to shore. Like I've watched dudes like
ridiculous.
catching billfish and tuna and stuff, and like thousands of feet of water, but like you can see the shore, the
Yeah.
shoreline. So
My friend Casey, he took myself and my buddy Justin out deep sea fishing one day.
yeah,
You know, I was thinking it was gonna be like deep sea fishing in the Gulf of Mexico, right? So you wake up, you get there at like 4:30 in the
it's like
morning,
4 or 5 hour boat ride.
yeah, like 60 miles offshore, and then you're in like 500 feet of water.
Yeah,
We hop in Casey's boat, uh, and I'm like, all right, well, I kind of didn't want to go because you know I've been deep sea fishing in the Gulf. It's a lot of work. It's a long
yeah,
day.
yeah,
It's really hot. I hate it. I
yeah,
do not like deep sea fishing in the Gulf at all.
yeah.
But we hopped in homie's boat. And he's like, all right, let's go. And I'm thinking, fuck, I think I should have stayed home today. Uh, but you know, we're riding or whatever. And he stops the motor. I'm like, are we like stopping to like cast for some bait or something real quick before we get in the deep stuff or what? Well, you know, that's kind of what you do sometimes, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
And I look over at his depth finder, and we're in like 70 or 6,800 feet of water,
That's unbelievable,
and
man.
I can still like make out the uh, what's it called, the marina. I can still like sort of see the marina off in the distance.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy shit, this is nuts.
that's
And then
unbelievable.
I kind of had like a little bit of a freak out for probably about a minute when I realized like there was nothing except water between me and like 6 or 7 thousand feet below me. It was just water. Like, holy
Yeah,
mackerel, that's nuts.
yeah.
That's like a mile and a half. Wait, hang on.
I think it's like half a mile. No.
No,
Quarter
there's
mile?
5,280 feet in a mile. So that's
Oh,
almost a
you're
mile
right.
of water. That
That's
was
wow.
insane. That was really cool. And the water was so crisp and comfortable, and the airflow was really nice. It was really pleasant. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I get a little like I don't get freaked out, but I definitely got a little uncomfortable when I went deep sea fishing with Tracy that one time, our old boss. We went out like 60 or 70 miles, and you don't see land when you're that far away. And I don't like that.
You don't see land for a long time.
I don't like that at all. I'm
Because
not a
visibility on the Gulf Coast usually is
like 10
like
or 2 miles or
yeah,
something.
like 10, probably like 10 to 15 miles. And it's not like we have any significant elevation.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like I I've never been deep sea fishing in the Gulf, but I've been in offshore fishing for like grouper and snapper where they go like
Yeah.
20, 30 miles, and that's too much to me. That's too much for me. So
I don't.
I don't think I would ever go like because for deep sea in the Gulf, like if you're launching off of like the northern part of the Gulf Coast, so like the Florida Panhandle over to parts of Texas, like you got to go like 50, 60 miles before you get to those deep water species like billfish, tuna, wahoo. So I mean,
Mhm.
it's a long trip. It's a long
Yeah,
trip.
I do not like it at all.
Yeah.
I,
Even like
I
going out for snapper, like 10 to 15 miles, that's
that's
even
still a
like too
whole
far for me because the boat rides are so uncomfortable most of the
oh
time.
no.
You're just like bouncing over the waves.
Boom,
Like you
boom.
said,
Yeah.
you're probably going in the summer, so it's probably hot as fuck. The Gulf of Mexico, it's super warm in the summer because it's shallow and it heats up quick. And it's just it's miserable, man. It's
Yeah,
miserable. That's why I like to fish from a kayak close to shore, you know.
agreed.
Yeah, but actually, I've actually seen videos of guys that I think there was a series on Netflix or somewhere, but guys commercial fish from kayaks in Hawaii,
I've heard about that. Yeah.
and like
You can do
there's
it
the
for sure.
fisheries is just so incredible that they can commercial fish and make a living,
Yeah.
but you know part of it is because like gas prices are so high too, so they cut a tremendous amount of overhead by not having a boat that they have to do maintenance on, not having to pay for gas because they can still get in deep water pretty quick. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's really neat, but I'm good. I like land, you know.
Well, you're just so far away from everything. Like the US as a country is already pretty spaced out, but in Hawaii, like to get back to the mainland, like it's a long trip. It's a long trip.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's not
it
like,
was
oh, like I just drive a couple hours and then I'm in the next big city. It's like you fly several hours
yeah.
to get back.
I think like the average flight from like Hawaii to the coast of California is like 6 or 8 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You know, it's the most isolated population center in the world. Did you know that? Hawaii is.
Really
Yeah. Like
interesting.
at some points, the closest people, other than the people who are on Hawaii to Hawaii, are the dudes in the ISS, like going over.
Really?
Space station.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's really cool, but terrifying if you think about it.
That is a little terrifying. I don't think I'd like to live on an island like that long term.
No, I'm good. I really do
Maybe.
want to go back to visit
Yeah.
or just to be there again because it's super gorgeous and super fun to be at. But like I'm good. I am perfectly okay living in the central U.S. or the southeastern U.S. I'm good. I'm happy with that.
Nice. Do they do cruises to Hawaii, like from
Uh,
California, or is that too far?
so I don't know about cruises per se. They might because it's a long fucking boat trip. But I do know because I looked into this um, for reasons. I looked up how long it would take to sail from um, Oahu to the coast of California or whatever's closer, and
Yeah.
maybe parts of Mexico might be closer. I don't remember. And it's like if you're in a sailboat, it's 20 days, 30 days of just
Oh
sailing.
wow.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That's even
If
longer
you,
than I
if you
thought.
have a good current, yeah, it's a long trip for sure. I was looking into that. Fun fact: right when COVID started going on, you know me, I go into contingency mode. I'm thinking, okay, well, I'll never be able to go home because the airport's closed. How
Yeah.
can I get home if I absolutely had to? And I thought, well, if I can't take a plane, I'll have to take a boat. And I started like putting together the logistics of living on a boat for 30 days just to get to California or Mexico.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, I guess I'm stuck here for a little bit.
That'd be tough, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough journey.
A lot of fish to catch, but you'd have to have a shitload of water or some way to desalinate it.
Well, yeah, I mean that'd be the biggest problem. I mean,
Sure.
you probably need it like I mean, ideally you have 2 to 3 liters per day, but I mean you could get by on a liter a day.
You would
But
need you would
but
need at least a gallon a day. Yeah, with all that sun and all that, you'd need at least a gallon.
well, yeah, exactly. You're sitting out in the sun all day, so yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of water. Many barrels of water for like
Plus
just
water
one
to,
person.
cook your food in and shower in and bathe and all that.
Oh, I was just gonna throw that out the window, not worry about that. You can just rinse off with the salt water.
Oh, fair enough. Look, I've gone a month without a shower and it sucks. I do not recommend it.
That's a long time. I've probably gone about 3 weeks or close to 3 weeks at least. You start to smell like motor oil and popcorn.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never smelled that. You may have just had a stroke or something.
I didn't have a stroke, or I don't think I did, but that was like a commonly observed phenomena in like longer training events that I've been on. It's weird. Yeah, like oil and popcorn.
Hmm.
Super strange. I don't
I
know
always
what that comes from, but
I don't know. Whenever I go without a bath for a long time, I start to smell like just earth. I smell like dirt. Um,
yeah. Do you
and
think that's
I think that's because when I do that, when I'm forced to live like that, it's because I am eating and drinking nothing but water and like base foods.
yeah.
You know, like your simple or your complex carbs and your simple proteins and all that. You know,
Yeah.
I don't like all these because what you eat is kind of like what you smell like. In
Yeah.
well, how, is that yeah? How should
Oh,
I
yeah, I
explain?
think that's accurate.
No, it totally is like in reconnaissance, they recommend you start eating the food of the local populace before you go into that area. So you start smelling like them. And I don't really understand why, but I know why, but I don't know how to explain it. But anyway, yeah. So like when I have to live like that, when I'm forced to live like that or whatever, I start to smell like earth and like nothing. It's really cool actually. It's kind of nice. You know,
Huh.
I feel like I could go forever without a bath. That would be unsanitary, but I could do it.
Well, I mean, you hit a point like your body can adjust to that for sure. Like
Yeah,
every exposed part of like your hair and skin has bacteria on it.
sure.
So your body is used to being washed, so it produces more oil. So obviously at first you're gonna have more body oil because you're gonna be like releasing oils and all this stuff, and then the bacteria is gonna be feeding on that. But the bacteria and stuff will actually clean your skin. So after a certain amount of time, like your body kind of cleans itself from like the
Sure.
bacteria doing its thing, but it takes a little bit to adapt. But I don't know where else going with that.
I don't know either. Toby, I really need to pee. Can we like take a administrative pause to pee?
We can take a pause. Go ahead. Take your time. I'm gonna stay here in front of the camera. Thank you to all of our loyal listeners for listening to me and Christian's podcast, the TNC podcast. We're still trying to come up with a better name, and we're trying to come up with a logo or something because we don't have, on our YouTube channel, it just has TNC. It doesn't have anything else. So our friend Jordan that was on the podcast last week, he had a bunch of good names. So we're probably going to end up choosing from one of those because those were actually really good. But if you have any ideas for other names for the podcast or for, like a graphic or something for us, I mean, we could just do a picture of me and Christian, I guess, but I don't know. Let us know your thoughts. Comment on the video. Miss Nancy, I know you're probably going to comment on this video, and I appreciate it. We love you. You're our number one fan, so thank you. Thank you for that. I don't know where I was going with that. Comment on the video. Let us know what you think. Jordan is the only one who's emailed our email also. So if you guys have ideas for the podcast, if you have stuff that you don't like about the podcast or stuff that you do like, shoot us an email. Let us know because we do check that regularly. But like I said, Jordan's the only one that's emailed us. He sent us those prompts that we had today. They were pretty good. So yeah, comment and email. It'll be fun. Probably the next podcast.
Comment an email. It'll be fun. Whew,
It'll
I'm
be
back.
fun. Probably
I
the
need more
next
coffee, man.
podcast that we do is going to be live. Going to have my friend Audrey on soon. Hopefully, she's an OT. She's more famous than either of us, so she'll probably help us get a lot of views if she shares her stuff on social media. But it'll be good. One day soon, we'll have live podcasts, and then people can comment. We can respond to it in real time. I think that would be fun.
Agreed.
I kind of just like rambled on where you were gone. I don't know if it was very good.
I could hear you in the background, but it was just, I couldn't make out words. I could just hear noises.
I just tried to do, a nice, smooth, reassuring tone to the audience, just enough to keep them engaged, but help them stay relaxed.
Could I maybe hear that smooth, reassuring voice?
Well, you're hearing the smooth, reassuring voice right now. I don't know what else to say. I feel like I'm a lot less nasally right now than I am sometimes because I'm talking in a more like calm tone, more relaxed. Is this relaxing for you? Some people have like the very relaxing voices that are good for like self-led meditations and stuff. I think I'm probably the opposite end of the spectrum from that. I don't think I have a relaxing voice or one that is like soothing that people would like to listen to.
The slower you speak, the more aroused or relaxed. I said relaxed. Or did I? I don't know.
You crazy, man. Christian, I love you, man. I'm so glad you're my friend.
You're my friend. Did you know that?
I did know that, yeah. My buddy, or my cousin Michael. I don't know if he listens to this podcast or not. I just sent it to him over Christmas because I saw him. He asked me like what's up?
Christmas hasn't happened yet, you fucking idiot.
Sorry, Thanksgiving.
Good grief.
He asked me every time I see him if he's going to be the best man at my wedding. Every time I see him, and like occasionally text him that. It's like, I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, Mike. You're probably not going to be the best man, but you are for sure invited. He's like, it seems like he actually has this anxiety about not being invited to the wedding, which is really funny. But he always brings it up every time that I see him. I don't know how I got on that tangent, but anyway, Mike, if you're listening, you're the best, man. You're one of my favorite cousins. Top 3 for sure.
Mike, I love you, Mike.
Mike, he's a good dude. Like I like him a lot. He's
family, so I would assume you like him a lot.
Well, but like we're real close, and I feel like I can joke around with him and like punch him in the arm and stuff and be okay. So like over Thanksgiving, when I was still like, I don't know how my cousins feel about me because I haven't seen some of them in 5 years. When I was going through that, like I had Mike right there, and I could like punch him in the arm and make fun of him and stuff, and he made fun of me.
You were just assaulting this guy? That's cool.
Yeah, we just insult each other as men do.
No, I said assault, not insult.
Well, a little bit of both. Assaulting, insulting. But anyway, we had a good time. I like having him around. He's a lot of fun. He actually came out to my commissioning in college. So he was like 13 years old, and he drove with my grandparents. It's like a 14-hour trip from Michigan down to Mobile. And he came to see my commissioning ceremony and like hung out with us for a few days, and then go back off with my grandparents. Like, that's crazy.
How old is he now? Like probably like 18 or something.
He's in a senior year of high school. I think he's 17. He may be 18, but he's in a senior year of high school. So he just finished applying to a bunch of colleges and whatnot. And
oh, Mike, you little whippersnapper.
Good old Mike.
You can have him on. I don't think I've ever met him.
You would like him a lot. I like him a lot.
Is he a little shit like I am?
Well, obviously.
All right, Mike, you're cool with me, buddy. Can he? No, he can't drink yet. Darn it.
He can't drink yet. Yeah.
Well, in Colombia, he can drink, but
well, I don't know if he would. I don't think he's super into the idea of drinking.
What a loser.
That's fine. He's not a loser. It's good, man. It's like basically poison. It's a drug.
But we enjoy it though. So
I mean, I enjoy it, but I don't think he'll drink until he's 21. He'll like try stuff. Like my aunt bought a port wine for, I don't remember who, but anyway, a few of us tried it. I really like ports, so she poured me a small glass, and anyway, he likes to try stuff like that because he's just curious and interested. But like, I don't think he'll drink until he's 21, just because I don't know.
Yeah, amateur.
He doesn't seem into it. I didn't drink until I was 21, though.
Oh, I did. I got after it.
Oh, I know you did.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone did. I feel like very few people that we know waited to drink until they were 21. I was one of the few people.
Right.
It felt like around holidays.
You liar. You had a shot on Gabe's birthday. I remember.
It wasn't Gabe's birthday. It was Jordan's birthday.
Yeah, I guess it was Jordan's birthday. It was someone's
birthday. May have
birthday.
been Gabe's. No, I was about to bring that up, though. But you're right. That's like the only time that I drank something and I was not with family. Because like around New Year's and stuff, when we were with
Yeah.
family, like my dad would let me have like a small glass of like champagne or something to celebrate.
Yeah. Mhm.
So like I had that. I mean, probably like when I was 14 or 15 was the first time he let me have something like that. And so yeah, like occasionally on like a holiday, like New Year's or Christmas or something, he'd let me have a little something. But
Sure.
and yeah, there was that one time where I think it was Jordan's birthday. It may have been Gabe's though.
Jordan's birthday is in December. It was around that time frame, I remember.
Yeah. But
It was
anyway, yeah, we had we were
December.
at the bar and we told him it was his birthday. And only like half of us were 21, but the bartender like didn't even ask for our IDs. She just made us all a shot. It
I
was
remember
something, it was something mixed, but anyway, I like it would feel weird to be like, oh no, like I'm not 21. Like,
that.
like that would be lame. So I was like, all right, like I'll have one shot, like no big deal. But other than that, like I never it was that and with family, but I never drank otherwise or never drank otherwise.
Oh,
You know me, man. I've been a straight arrow for a long time, so
there's not a straight part on you, Toby. You're
that's true. I wag to the left a little bit, but
yeah,
once
you
once I get once I get out, man. Once I get out, I'll be doing all sorts of stuff.
that's hot.
I asked my local legal office about growing kratom because I've been reading about like a bunch of supplements and stuff lately. Kratom is, I mean, it's just the leaves of the kratom plant, and people take it in capsule form, so kind of like echinacea or something like that, where they have it like ground up in like a little capsule and you take it. But it has kind of opiate like effects as far as like being a painkiller. Like it doesn't like get you high or anything, but it's a good painkiller. And people actually take it a lot when they're trying to get off of like hardcore drugs like cocaine or heroin. They start taking kratom in place of that, and it helps them, kick their addictions. Um, but I mean, it just, yeah, it functions as a pain reliever. I don't think it really like gets you high or anything like marijuana would.
Mhm.
But anyway, I was looking into that. It's prohibited for service members to have it, which is lame because it's not illegal at the federal level. So I'm surprised that it's prohibited for service members. But I went to my legal office and I was like, hey, like I'm looking into growing vegetables and stuff after I get out. Like I'm interested in growing herbal supplements too, like kratom. I know service members can't consume it, but is it also prohibited just to have it on hand? Like, could I grow it? Like, I'm trying to, I'm growing a bunch of stuff in my basement under grow lights, and when it's warmer, I'm gonna have a garden outside and everything. So I was like, can I grow it? Like, if I don't consume it, like, is that allowed? And they said no. Very quickly, they gave me a strong no. They're like, no, you can't possess it in any shape or form, which is pretty fucking lame, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
yeah. I
It's
can't
like it
wait.
doesn't do anything bad for you. Like you can't get high from it. Like it's not going to affect your decision making. It's like a pain reliever,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I can't wait for you to get out of the army.
But I can't wait either, man. We're gonna smoke some weed, maybe do some magic mushrooms one time.
No, I'm definitely not going to do anything.
Ketamine and other hallucinogenics have been used to treat depression, in
And
particular in veterans that have PTSD. Like there's been a bunch of studies with that.
yeah,
And it's crazy because like they'll take it a few times, like magic mushrooms with psilocybin or
Mhm.
like other hallucinogenics. Like they'll just take it a few times and that's it. But like for other antidepressants, like you take those every single day
Mhm.
indefinitely. But
Sure.
there's studies with taking ketamine and other whatever hallucinogenics where you just do it like a few times or for a short period, and like you have drastic results with getting better, which is phenomenal. I mean, that's great. Like I don't want to have to take medications for the rest of my life for my problem. I'd much rather just take it a few times, even if it had to be like under supervision of a medical professional. But yeah, it's crazy that that stuff isn't legal, especially stuff like mushrooms, where there's so few like negative mental consequences. Like you probably shouldn't drive if you're under the influence and like tripping. That's probably a bad idea. But otherwise,
Like
like
the after
consequences are so
effects of
minimal.
yeah, the after effects of all those things like weed or like drugs are no different than the after effects, I guess, legally or I guess imperatively than this stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I
There's
think
already
there.
laws in place for driving under the influence. So why not just broaden that influence to
Yeah,
mushrooms and weed and all that stuff? Come on, just quit
yeah.
being
No,
gross.
yeah, I agree 100%. It should just be like impaired driving in general. So like you shouldn't be able to drive when you're drunk. You shouldn't be able to drive when you're high. You shouldn't be able to drive when you're hallucinating, which was probably the worst out of the group of those. But but like the medical side effects.
Yeah.
I mean, from everything that I've read, like it seems like it's much less bad than like alcohol or nicotine. Like smoking anything, so like smoking weed, for example, smoking anything is somewhat unhealthy because with the smoke, you're breathing in carcinogens, which can potentially cause cancer, cause your DNA to be degraded. But
Yeah.
you can also eat like they make like the butters and whatever. So they make the cannabis edibles. Um, but yeah, like alcohol and nicotine, like those seem way worse. And like the US literally has an epidemic with opiates right now, with people that are addicted to opiates because they're prescribed them at some point for
Sure.
pain, and now they can't get off of them, and that's destroying people's health, destroying people's lives. But it's legal, but like you can't smoke marijuana in most states. And like a lot of people can't smoke kratom to try to kick their addictions. Like,
Sure.
anyway, that's so dumb to me. I think hardcore drugs, I think they should pretty much all be legal. That's what they did in Oregon. That's what they did in Portugal. In Portugal, like the violent crime has decreased drastically, like super
Sure.
significantly. And when you make all that stuff legal, the government can tax it and get a lot of money from it. So like Colorado has made up buttload of money in taxes from all the marijuana sales and whatnot. So anyway,
Right.
I think that should be legal because I think it's much healthier
Yeah.
than drinking alcohol, you know?
Oh, my Avery and I are planning a trip to Colorado actually.
Yeah, you are. You gonna smoke a little weed?
No. We're going to visit a good friend of mine, Justin, who I worked with here in Tennessee, and we're gonna go have fun in Colorado.
By smoking a little weed?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
edibles.
no, dude. I'm just gonna have beer and stuff. And
That's fair.
did you house that? Oh, I thought that was the vodka bottle. You're a fucking
Drink
animal.
like a liter.
How are you not on the floor right now?
I've got a pretty decent drug tolerance. What can I say?
I do too, and I'm not proud of it.
Sure. So we texted about this. I don't think I've talked about it on the podcast, but like a week or two ago, like a week and a half ago, I was just like sitting on my couch, like watching TV or something. And I was like, like I haven't thought about tobacco in like 2 or 3 days. And like that was a huge moment for me because for like 4 or 5 weeks, even after I kicked it, even after I wasn't having like withdrawal symptoms, I was still like, pretty frequently throughout the day, like, oh man, like it'd be great to pop a lip right now, pop a little dip in. But yeah, like I think about it way less. Like I still think about it sometimes, but I can go a few days without thinking about it. So I feel like I've turned a corner with that. I'm pretty happy about it.
I'm very proud of you, Toby.
Thanks, man. Nicotine withdrawals are not a fucking joke. That was tough. I have much more sympathy for people trying to quit smoking and stuff. I feel like you had no issue quitting, but
not the first one.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I guess it's just my, I don't know, internal chemistry saying whatever. I don't need you.
I mean, it took me a few years before I was actually addicted, I think, because for 2 or 3 years, I would like not use it on the weekend, or like if I was on leave, like I wouldn't use it. And like I didn't feel anything. It wasn't until, like 2 or 3 years in to where like if I didn't have it over the weekend, like I could feel, I'd feel like a little anxious or antsy or whatever, and I'd want to use it. So
I was the exact opposite. Like after I got into smokeless tobacco, I was like within a week, I was hooked. I loved it. It was great.
yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. It was awesome. Then as soon as I just said no, it just went away. I don't know what it is.
That's wild. That's crazy. You didn't have any like withdrawal symptoms. I mean, it was like I was seriously sick. Like I couldn't concentrate. I had headaches. I mean, it was like having the flu or something. I mean, it was
Yeah.
it was whack. Like I tried going cold turkey right away, and I made it 24 hours, and I was like, I cannot do this.
Yeah,
So I had
never
like,
had any of that.
yeah, I cut down for like 50% of what I'd normally use for a couple of days. And then I cut like 50% of that, and then I cut out everything.
Yeah.
So,
How long have you been without?
it's probably been about 6 weeks
Like totally without tobacco
without anything. Yeah.
or nicotine?
No. Yeah. Zero nicotine. Yeah. The first week, like I had to taper down. The first
Shut up.
week, I
Shut
still
up.
use.
Shut up. Let me clap for you.
Thank you.
All right, go ahead. I'm proud.
The first week, I still used tobacco. I just cut down. Then the second week, I bought like some nicotine gum, and I
Yeah.
used that because I still chew a lot of gum. But yeah, I just used the nicotine gum for like a week, and then I felt like I didn't need it. So
I'm happy for you.
thanks, man. It feels good to not use it. Like it costs a lot of money, but it definitely wasn't helping out my health. So
Sure.
it is interesting how nicotine can help you focus. So every now and then at work,
Well, I mean, it's a stimulant, so
yeah, I mean, it's not worth
it's
it.
no different. It's no different than coffee, essentially. It's still a stimulant, so it'll help focus, but it's just not nearly as good for you.
Yeah, yeah. The other effects that come with it definitely not worth it in my
Right.
mind. So I'm glad I kicked it.
I am proud of you, Toby. You're
Yeah,
the
it
man.
was tough, man. It was tough, but
You're the man.
I did it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got who?
Bin Laden.
Oh, I think we got him a while ago.
Yeah, we did. I was quoting that like the whole or maybe it was just Hussein. Was it Bin Laden? It was Bin Laden, I think. Ladies and gentlemen, got him.
Did we ever find Hussein?
I don't know.
I feel like we never found him.
All that was a front to invade a country and take their oil. That guy was never even that bad, probably. I don't know. Not great, but not bad.
That's wild, man. This is kind of unrelated. I generally don't favor capital punishment, but I do favor it for examples like Bin Laden. Like when we captured him, it obviously wasn't a good idea to try to imprison him. So I favor capital punishment in that sense. But generally,
I'm okay with it to a certain extent. Like people like that, sure. Pedophiles, they all need to die.
I don't support it for pedophiles.
I do 100%.
I understand where you're coming from, and I
Yeah.
respect that line of thinking. Is
Mhm.
pedophiles are fucking awful, but for pedophiles and mass murderers, I don't think it should necessarily be.
I mean, you got to think about that. Like if you just kill them or whatever, exterminate them or whatever, that's kind of alleviating like a state or a county of having to support them in like a prison, like a state or federal prison. So it's like if they've done something so awful, like one of those two things, just burn them, kill them and burn them,
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. We were actually having this conversation in my office a couple of weeks ago. I was talking with some of the guys about this. I'm not comfortable with the deciding factor being finances for killing someone. Like I know you have to meet, your argument is it's a both. Like you have to meet like you committed a severe crime, and it's also super inconvenient for the taxpayer to pay. Like it's both. You have to meet both those criteria, and then like yes, you support capital punishment, but I'm not comfortable with that being with the financial side being an argument. I think we should only have capital punishment in cases where they still pose a threat. You know, like Bin Laden. Like if
Well,
we had
so
kept him alive, that would have been
consider
problematic
this.
for a lot of
I mean,
reasons.
so it's not strictly financial for me. I agree that that's kind of shallow.
Well, not strictly. I mean, you
Not
got to meet a threshold of like crime severity. So
right, yeah, that too. But you got to think like people who are sick in the mind enough to, get into pedophilia or mass murders, whatever. There's not a whole lot you can do for them. Now, yes, you can have some sort of mental
like
reform or
life in prison.
for them. Yeah, but that's so expensive. And if their life is already done because they're going to be in prison forever and not productive and not do anything, you might as well just pull the plug and kill them. I don't know. That's
I
kinda what
disagree.
I mean,
I hear what you're saying, but I disagree.
yeah. Well, we're not the same.
We're not, and that's okay. I still love you.
That's why we are the best.
I think you and I actually have a lot of different, like severely different foundational beliefs, but it doesn't bother me, man.
Yeah.
I still love you. You're my homie.
I'll still kiss you. I don't care.
Kiss me right on the mouth.
I'm gonna do that next time you're. I'm just gonna kiss you. I kissed you on the cheek last time you were here. I think.
I think he did.
Yeah.
I love it. I love a kiss on a cheek. I think that's
wow.
I think that's great. I do that with my female friends. Sometimes I do it with the
Oh.
guy friends, but more so it's like ironic.
You gonna be a priest?
What's up?
Are you gonna be a priest? Lots of priests do that.
I don't plan to be a priest. You remember
That's good. That'd be weird.
oh my gosh, what was the name of the priest at Christ the King for a long time?
DC.
No, well, was it?
Jim? Was it?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't Father. I think it was Father DC. I think you're right. But
He kissed my mom.
he would always kiss the ladies, and it was so funny. I don't know. He's just a big kisser. It's like a cultural thing, though. I feel
Yeah.
like it wasn't like he was filling up people or anything like that. But
Sure.
anyway, one of my parents' friends. I don't know if they're still friends with some, but they were a while ago. He used to like kiss people on the lips, or at least the ladies, pretty regularly.
That's a little much. I don't know if I'd feel okay with that, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I kiss my friends that are ladies on the cheek fairly frequently, and sometimes the boys. So it's just like a small step from that.
I'd be insulted. I will be insulted if you don't kiss me next time you see me.
All right, I'll kiss you at least on the cheek. I don't know about the lips. I don't know if I'm ready for
kiss-
that, but
You kiss me on the cheek, I'll kiss you on the lips.
I think it's a nice
Then
sign
we'll hold it.
of affection. I think it's
I
great.
agree. I agree.
Yeah,
That's
I remember one time I was at somebody's wedding that we're friends with, and our friend Morgan, who went to South with us, she had her boyfriend with her, and she's obviously very small. So I kissed her kind of like on the top of the head rather than the cheek, because she's
That's a little weird.
well, it's just because she's so short, so it's kind of hard to like kiss her on the cheek. But anyway, I like kissed her on like the top of the head, and her boyfriend, who had only been dating her for like a few months, like maybe 4 or 5 months, and obviously at this point we'd been friends for years. He like gave me like this death glare and like almost kind of like squared up, like looking at me, and it's like, bro, fuck off. Like me and Morgan have been friends for 5 years. Like, don't try to act like whatever. Anyway, they broke up eventually, and he kind of turned out to be a chotch. So whatever. Anyway, it was just kind of funny.
You're funny.
Speaking of kissing people,
I'll kiss you.
I know you will. You usually try to when I see you. I'm a little
Yeah,
resistant.
it's happened. I'm gonna plan a couple of them, buddy.
I'm fine with kisses on the cheek between
Even
the
with the
boys.
mustache,
Or
it'll be a
on
little
the rib.
prickly.
Just like a little tickle,
I mean, Avery deals with it. It's fine. She doesn't mind it. You'll be all
that's
right.
true. She does deal with it, which I'm kind of impressed by. She's a keeper, man. Mostly just because she puts up with it.
I agree. She puts up with me, and that's I'll probably never find that again. So unless it's you, but I'm not gay.
I don't know. I think you're a catch, but
You're a cat.
Avery definitely seems like a catch too because she puts up with you. So
Yeah, I'm shocked.
yeah, I
But
like her. I feel like I don't really know adult Avery, but I like her a lot just because I know that you two are good together. So
she's a sport, man. She's a sport.
I'm looking forward to getting to know her a little better.
Looking forward to kissing you on the mouth.
Yeah, you are. I think it's funny how
Speaking of Avery, I need to cook her a meal.
you need to cook her a meal.
Yeah, she's on the way here.
Okay. Tell her I
Sorry,
said hi.
that was my brain saying stuff, and my mouth said it. So that happens sometimes. You'll be all right. What were you saying,
I don't know. I don't know what I was saying.
dude? I'm gonna kiss you, bro. Like I don't even care. I'm gonna kiss you right on that cute, moisturized face of yours.
You crazy, man. I do use moisturizer.
I can tell your face actually looks quite nice.
So I started using retinol, which supposedly stimulates cell growth.
Stimulate.
So when your
Hopefully not too much,
skin,
but
yeah, not too much, but when your skin like kind of gets old, like it stimulates new cells forming, so you have whatever fresher skin. So I use an exfoliant in the morning, not every day because I kind of have sensitive skin. If I used it every day, that would feel kind of too much, but probably like 3 or 4 days out of the week in the morning, I use this exfoliant. And then in the evening, I have like an oil based Burt's Bees actually has a really good oil based facial cleanser. So on like your face dry, you like massage in like the oil cleaner and then you wet your hands and massage it some more. And then you use water to rinse it off. And it's, like a lot of times when you wash with soap, it like strips all the moisture. And especially on your face, like you can immediately tell. It's like, holy smoke, like I feel so dry right now. Got to throw some lotion on. But with the oil one, you don't get that nearly as much. So it just feels really good. But
sure.
anyway, so I use that Burt's Bees oil cleanser in the evening. And then I followed it up with retinol. Kind of just, I think it's like a 1% retinol thing. So I do like the droplets around my face and then just kind of like massage it in. And then I have a Burt's Bees night cream that
Burt's Bees guy. I love Burt's Bees.
I really like Burt's Bees. I really do. It feels good.
Hey,
it feels good.
Speaking of Burt's Bees, that makes me think of Burt's Bees wax. Can I have your address? Can you send me your address? I'm gonna send you a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
That's
All
made
right.
of wax and a wick. Yeah, Avery and I make candles, and we're making a bunch this weekend for Christmas gifts. So I'm gonna make you one.
Okay. Yeah, let me send you my
if you want a candle. If you don't want a candle,
I would love a candle. Yeah, I burn
I'll make you
some
one.
candles. I'm all about it. I'm texting you my my address right now.
Yeah, don't say it on here. We don't want random bombs.
The randos out of our 100 viewers. All right. I just
22. I was about to start.
2-2. No, I'm gonna stop there. I live in Alexandria, Virginia, though. I think I've talked about that at some point. I don't know if I'm ready to give my street address, even though it's probably just people that you.
I like how it rhymes. Is it supposed to rhyme?
Does it rhyme?
The way you sent it, yes, it rhymes.
Interesting.
They both end in ER.
Does it?
Maybe the second R wasn't supposed to be there. I don't know.
Where did I sent you the wrong thing? Let me see. Oh no, it's drive. It's drive. Not driver.
Not driver. It's drive. Okay, I will roger that, and I will probably send you a Christmas gift.
Please do.
I will, man, because I love you and I want to kiss you.
I love you too, home slice.
All right, Toby. Final words of wisdom for this here episode. What do you got for the people? I know what I got. What do you got?
I don't know if I have any real words of wisdom. I feel like the most important thing I've realized in the past couple years is that I need to trust my intuition better. Because I've had a lot of times at work where my intuition was telling me one thing and I like kind of asked around. I was like, hey, like this seems off. What do you think? And people said, like, no, like it's not a thing. And then I later realized that they were 100% wrong. I was 100% right. So, I mean, like, I've been in the army though for 5.5 years. So I have good army type tuition. So if you're like entering a certain profession or something, then your intuition probably isn't that good. But anyway, trust yourself because you know things. That's what I would leave with our viewers. Trust yourself.
That's a good one. That makes
What about you?
sense. Well, I'm just going to go back to the absolute profound statement I had earlier.
Yeah.
The spine of the average American is flaccid. Do not be in that category. Have a backbone, grow a set of nuts, be a good person.
Speak up. Say what you think.
Say what you think, don't hurt anybody, be a good person. All right, that's all I
Oh
got.
yeah. I love you, man. I think that's great. That's a great philosophy to live by. And I know you live by it. So
I tried to.
I think it's great. I'm all about it.
Come.
All right.
That word.
I'm gonna stop recording.
All right. Well, I love you, Toby.
Well, that was stopping the video. That wasn't stopping the recording.
Oh, we're still recording.
We're still recording. All right, here we go.
We're
Hey,
not live.
thanks to all our viewers.